Live, late breaking. WESH 2 News Sunrise on CW18 starts now.
Now on Sunrise, an active search is underway for the man who police say shot at a group of kids in Orlando. What neighbors tell us should be done to keep the community safe.
Plus, the man accused of killing a pastor's wife during a home invasion now set to face a judge. Why prosecutors believe a new charge should keep him behind bars.
Then, a local family is mourning a 7-year-old girl who was killed while drag racing. What troopers say led to this tragic death. We welcome you in here at 7 o'clock. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. I'm Jason Guy.
And I'm Sana Kadange. It is shaping up to be a beautiful day with clear skies and some warm temperatures to wrap up our work week.
Yeah, we're talking about 80s now, but we're going to really crank it up as we bring in first morning meteorologist Kellyanne Class, along with our traffic expert Megan Mackey. And Megan, we'll talk to you a little bit about the roads coming up. It's been pretty quiet right now.
Yeah, just a couple of issues heading out the door. There's a crash along Sand Lake Road and also a crash in Lake Panasoffkee. So we'll show you exactly where in a moment. Some fog, though, to deal with this morning, Kellyanne.
It's not as widespread or as dense, but it's a little bit more dense in some spots. Let's get you at least a look outside right now with our Tower Cam network in Lake County. Hard to make out the sky because of that fog trying to develop, but we can see the surface, which is great news. Now, in Claremont, we're almost at about a 3-mile visibility, and it's almost a mile visibility in Leesburg. So it's not widespread, thick and dense fog in Lake County. But for others, definitely be careful. We're at a 1/4-mile visibility in DeLand, 1/4-mile visibility in Palm Coast, a 3/4-mile visibility in Daytona, and about a 1/4-mile visibility in Titusville, and it's a 1/2-mile visibility in Ocala. Most of Marion County this morning around a 1-mile visibility to 2-mile visibility, but for some, it's a little bit more thick and dense in spots. Romeo, Salt Springs at about almost a 1/2-mile visibility. Things are looking pretty good here in Orlando. Downtown is at about an 8-mile visibility, but at Orlando International Airport, it is a 2-mile visibility. For the rest of Central Florida this morning, we're waking up to comfortable conditions, temperatures in the 60s, couple of 50s, and then this afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds, highs in the 80s. We'll talk much more about Central Florida's certified most accurate forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's get back to Megan with the check on the roads.
Kelly, as I mentioned, a couple of those crashes this morning could impact your morning drive. In Lake Panasoffkee along County Road 470, there is this crash working to clear just off of I-75. So this intersection partially shut down this morning. I would expect some delays. You can see those cones out there. Police are also directing traffic. There's also a closure heading towards Orlando International Airport this morning. It's along Sand Lake Road right at Orange Avenue. You can see this purple and this red here showing the partial roadblock here. The beach line is going to be a good detour. We do know there are some injuries with this, so I'll continue to monitor and avoid traveling in this area. We'll check in with some travel times in a few minutes.
All right, Megan. Orlando police are searching for this man. Take a good look at the video here. Did you see that? They say he fired gunshots at a group of kids. It happened last month at the Nassau Bay apartment complex. This is on North Orange Blossom Trail. WESH 2's Paola Tristan Arruda is live outside of OPD headquarters this morning following the investigation. And Paola, police are asking for help from the community.
Yeah, Jason, they really need any information about the suspect, and neighbors who live inside the apartment complex say, as horrifying as it is, they're not shocked by what happened. Orlando police say the incident happened shortly before 7 p.m. on January 16th. They also shared video of the person walking through the complex around the same time they fired the gun. Anyone with information about the suspect is asked to call Crime Line. Covering Orange County, live in Orlando, Paola Tristan Arruda, WESH 2 News.
All right, Paola. 55-year-old Ronald Davis is set to face a judge today. He's accused of killing a pastor's wife inside her Orlando home.
Prosecutors are set to fight for Davis to stay behind bars this morning. WESH 2's Bob Hazen is live at the Orange County Courthouse. Bob, Davis was just charged with second-degree murder.
Yeah, that murder charge was added after the victim sadly died. And today we expect prosecutors here at the courthouse will try to keep him behind bars. That hearing was scheduled before that murder charge was added, so we'll see if that has any impact on what happens in front of the judge today. That hearing is set to start at 9 o'clock this morning. Covering Orange County, live in Orlando, Bob Hazen, WESH 2 News.
Bob, thank you. Body camera video shows the moments Claremont police officers knocked down an apartment door coming under fire before an hours-long standoff. The chief of police called it an ambush. It all started when officers got a call about a woman screaming and running from a man at the Cottonwood Claremont apartment complex.
Officers did a well-being check. They entered the apartment to check on the welfare of any occupants. They discovered immediately an adult female laying on the ground in the apartment.
When the shooting began, police officers say they tried to make contact with Christian Filson, the man they say was involved, before the SWAT team eventually went in. None of the officers were hurt in this shootout. They say Filson took his own life.
A local family is mourning the loss of 7-year-old Elianise Diaz. She died Tuesday night from injuries suffered Sunday, while her family says she was doing what she loved. Diaz was a junior drag racer at Orlando Speed World in East Orange County. Florida Highway Patrol told WESH News she lost control and hit a person working the race before crashing into a concrete wall. The person working the race is now recovering.
A 71-year-old New York woman is recovering after being run over on Daytona Beach Wednesday. Officials say it happened around 2:45 in the afternoon near the Silver Beach Avenue ramp. They say an 84-year-old driver did not see the woman in her beach chair and ran over her head. The driver stayed at the scene. The woman hurt is thankfully expected to be okay.
New video shows the moments Orange County deputies say a 16-year-old fired multiple shots at an Orlando home. Take a look. Whoa. And this was one of 2 drive-by shootings on San Jose Boulevard last month, according to deputies. They say they immediately began searching for the suspect after that first one, tracking him to his home on Montague Place. They say the teen was armed and didn't drop his weapon when told, forcing deputies to open fire. The suspect was not hurt and was arrested. Another man at the scene was shot in the foot. FDLE is now investigating. The man accused of killing 13-year-old Madeline Soto is looking to strike the death penalty. Court records show that lawyers for Stephen Stearns filed a motion to take the death penalty off the table, claiming it would violate his fundamental right to life. Stearns is accused of killing Madeline Soto and driving around with her body for hours before dumping her on the side of an Osceola County road. Investigators say Stearns had been sexually abusing the girl for years. And the Trump administration is being met with mixed results as it attempts to slash the size of the federal workforce and the size of agencies. The midnight buyout deadline for President Donald Trump's deferred resignation program temporarily was blocked as his administration prepares to shut down a foreign aid program tonight, proposing cutting USAID staff from 8,000 to fewer than 300. On another front, a federal judge extended the deadline for the administration's federal worker buyout program to Monday. The February jobs report is set to be released this morning.
And as national correspondent Amy Lou reports, this is the final data set showing how employment fared during the Biden administration. Unemployment has been a record-setting low of 4.2% or less since November of 2021. Next on WESH 2 News Sunrise, we have another look at our weekend forecast, and we're going to break down just how hot it's expected to get in the coming days. We're nearing those record-breaking temperatures.
Yeah, we are. Plus, President Trump's immigration control efforts are heating up right now. The things expected to unfold today in court and in Guantanamo Bay.
Then a push for better pay continues in Brevard County. The latest call for action as firefighters say they need more money. Welcome back. It is 7:14 and we are getting a live look out the door this morning towards Orlando. You can see I-4 there moving smoothly along these parts. Sun is out there somewhere trying to peek out from the clouds that we're seeing here. And boy, we're in for yet another warm day. As we head into the weekend, meteorologist Kelly and Class is going to be joining us with the outlook on both our Saturday and Sunday forecast and when rain can enter back into our forecast.
Yeah, it's all ahead. 7:14 on this Friday. Many immigrants here in the U.S. are facing a stark reality just 3 weeks into President Donald Trump's second term.
Those without legal status fear deportation, and many who are here legally worry about separation from their families. As Amy Kiley reports, Trump's immigration control efforts are heating up even more today.
Coming up in our next half hour, the fears from a Florida family after an undocumented man was taken into federal custody and the hopes from his lawyer to avoid deportation.
It is the final day of Severe Weather Awareness Week, and today's focus is temperature extremes and wildfires. And while Florida is known as the Sunshine State, it could also qualify as the hot state. When temperatures rise and combine with high humidity, our bodies feel like it's hotter than it really is. This is because the increased moisture in the air limits our body's ability to cool off through sweating. To protect yourself against the Florida heat, officials say you should wear lightweight and light-colored clothing, avoid doing outdoor activities during the hottest parts of the day, and drink plenty of water. Coming up at 9 o'clock on CW18, First Warning meteorologist Marquise Mita is looking at the wildfire risks in Central Florida and how you can protect your home. Avoiding the hottest part of the day, I feel like, is one of the most important reasons why we always turn to you during the summer months. Kellyanne, now we're turning to you in the month of February to try and figure out how to navigate this heat.
This is so timely because it's not today that we're going to have really intense heat, but next week we're going to see our high temperatures almost near the upper 80s. Wow. So this is your first warning that it's about to get hot. Now, it's not unusual to see 90-degree temperatures in February. It has happened before, and typically this is the first month that we may see 90 degrees happen. We're not there yet in the 7-day forecast, but Thursday, we're getting close to the upper 80s with the temperature of 87 degrees. And it's all thanks to this big ridge of high pressure over Texas and Mexico that's keeping a lot of storm systems out, so we don't have any cold fronts moving on through. And as this high pressure continues to strengthen, it's just going to get hotter. 85 degrees on Tuesday will be 2 degrees shy of the record of 87. Wednesday, 86 will be 2 degrees shy of the record of 88. And on Thursday, 87 degrees will be 2 degrees shy of the record of 89. However, we may have a cold front move in next Thursday, potentially as late as next Friday. This is going to bring in some showers for Thursday or Friday if it moves on through, and potentially cooler air as well. On Monday, President's Day, so not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, the GFS and European are showing high temperatures in the low 70s. Now, keep in mind, this is so far out, so still a lot could change. But if our trends continue with high temperatures in the low 70s, that grows our confidence that we may actually have a nice cool down in store. For now, it's just going to be unseasonably warm. Temperatures this afternoon top out inland in the low and mid 80s and slightly cooler into our coastline into the upper 70s. And temperatures already this morning quite comfortable. Most of us in the low and mid 60s, but we are at 59 degrees in New Smyrna Beach. Good morning, Port Canaveral. Gorgeous sunrise here from our Tower Cam network, but our weather stem camera in Marion County showing a lot of fog. We are down to about a quarter-mile visibility in Marion County. Palm Coast, it's a 0-mile visibility, a quarter-mile visibility for DeLand, Daytona Beach, and about a 4-mile visibility for Melbourne. Then this afternoon, we'll have plenty of sunshine. High temperatures then warming into the 80s. This afternoon, by the way, we have a Falcon 9 Starlink launch at 1:52 in the afternoon. We have 95% favorable weather conditions, so conditions are looking good for liftoff from a weather standpoint. Central Florida certified most accurate forecast shows not a lot going on in the next 7 days. That 20% coverage of rainfall you see on Thursday, that is from the cold front. But again, if that cold front arrives on Friday, we'll be dry on Thursday, but rain will move in on Friday. It is 7:20. Let's get over to First Warning traffic expert Megan Mackey.
Kelly, good morning. Heading out the door right now. I'm continuing to monitor a crash here in Lake Panasoffkee. It's just off I-75 at County Road 470. A big exit there, partially blocked because of this crash with some injuries, but looking like traffic is now slowly starting to get by. Police are there directing cars through this intersection. So delays there. Also a closure I'm monitoring along Sand Lake Road. This is close to Orlando International Airport. It's right here at Orange Avenue. You can see the red here and the purple showing that roadblock. This is near Jetport Drive, so that would be a good detour. Also, the beach line is another route that you can take. Other than that, those are the only big crashes I'm monitoring for your Friday. Here's a look at those travel times along I-4 from Maitland to State Road 408. We're at 7 minutes. Longwood to Colonial Drive, we're at less than 12. Lake Mary Boulevard to Lee Road, we're also in the green at 11 minutes.
Brevard County firefighters are continuing to fight for better pay. Dozens of people came together in Vieira yesterday demanding fair wages for first responders. The department reportedly has 79 open positions after losing 121 firefighters in just the last year. Starting salary for a Brevard County firefighter is about $15 an hour. The union has been asking the county for higher wages.
Basically, they couldn't come to a agreement, and so now it's going to go through the courts. And so we're waiting March 3rd and 4th. They're going to be before the magistrate, and then they are going to come forward with an offer that they feel is appropriate.
Documents show the county amended its original offer from December and came back with raises between 9% and 22%, depending on rank and service. All right, SpaceX is getting ready to send another 21 Starlink satellites into orbit this afternoon. The Falcon 9 rocket carrying those satellites is set to blast off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station at 1:52. Backup opportunities are available until 5:37.
Are you ready to take a polar plunge? It's for a very special cause.
3, 2, 1,
That's video from last year's plunge. It was cool on that 2024 morning. Meredith McDonough and I hope you'll join us for Special Olympics Florida's 2025 Polar Plunge at SeaWorld Aquatica. It's tomorrow morning, and that's the 15th anniversary of the event, which helps support 75,000 Special Olympics Florida athletes. At last check, more than $87,000 had been raised with an overall goal of $125,000. So we have a ways to go, and we need your help. You can learn more about taking the polar plunge in the As Seen On section of WESH.com.
I love your guys' reaction right after you jump in there, Jason.
Ooh,
you can tell
it was shocking.
Chilly, right? Yeah.
Take your breath away. All right. We're all in red today, and it's for a great reason. It's National Wear Red Day. Your WESH 2 News Sunrise team's helping raise awareness for heart disease, especially in women.
Yeah, this annual movement unites millions of people for a common goal. So we invite you to join us in wearing red to be seen, counted, heard, and to make an impact. You'll likely see a lot of red today. I've already been watching the news stations all around town, and we're all united in this effort. So be sure to grab something red this morning. Yeah. We all did a great job.
Red eyeliner too. Yes. I just noticed. Now that I'm up close, she has some red eyeliner on.
It's like soft pink. It's like a dark pink. It's not like red.
But leaning into it. That's
but I'm leaning into it all the way.
Yeah, it's such a great cause. And when you think about heart disease, it's the #1 killer of women and men, and so it's just such an important thing that we take care of our health and our heart. And we've got some great tips for you that we posted on WESH.com, kind of busting some of those myths about heart health.
Yeah, and hopefully this will spark conversations within your own family and friends as well.
Stay with us. We're coming right back.
First Warning Weather on CW18 is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
This Sunday, number 14 NC State hits the road to take on number 22 Florida State and the sensational Tanaya Lotson.
She made it look easy.
CW Women's Hoops, this Sunday live at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific.
Local, live, late breaking. This is a WESH 2 News update.
Good morning in Sonic-Dange. It is 7:26, and the man accused of killing an 85-year-old woman during a home invasion in Orlando is set to face a judge today. 55-year-old Ronald Davis is accused of attacking Lucy Pat Curl at her home on Caribbean Court. Police say he knocked on her door, claiming to be a community service officer, and forced his way in. Curl later died at the hospital. Davis's charges include second-degree murder, burglary with assault, and robbery. He's expected in court at 9 a.m. Florida's First Lady Casey DeSantis is reportedly considering a run for governor in 2026. It comes as her husband and current governor Ron DeSantis faces term limits and cannot run for re-election. The governor said last month he would be active in the 2026 race, using his Florida Freedom Fund to support who he wants to be his successor. Let's get a check on those traffic conditions here on this Friday. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, Sonica. Heading out the door, there is a closure here reported along Sand Lake Road at Orange Avenue. This is from a crash during the 6 o'clock hour. So we do know it was a hit and run, and some injuries reported here as well. So there is a closure. You can use Jetport Drive or the Beach Line as a detour. I-4, we're off to a good start, though. No crashes to impact you there. This is a live look in downtown Orlando and close to Maitland. Kellyanne, seeing a little bit of fog, though, this morning.
Thankfully, a lot of that fog, at least here in Orlando, is beginning to lift and finally not making it to the surface, but we still have some kind of overcast conditions to start. Other locations not as lucky. We're down to 0 mile visibility in Palm Coast, DeLand, a 1/4 mile visibility in Daytona Beach, a 1/2 mile visibility in New Smyrna, and a 1/4 mile visibility in Ocala. So it's going to take some time for this fog to clear, but this afternoon it's going to be quite nice outside with a mix of sun and clouds, and our highs today reaching the 80s. But right now we're in the 60s to start. Our coastline today just slightly cooler, temperatures into the 70s, inland spots around 81 to 83. Central Florida certified most accurate forecast shows the mid-80s this weekend with plenty of sunshine and warmer next week.
The Xfinity Series drivers are here to shake up NASCAR.
Let's go! This is my time! Let's go win a championship!
The danger is real here.
Come on! That kid is amazing.
Tempers are flaring.
Tell him I'm coming for him.
The pressure is ramped up.
This is how we do it in Xfinity, boys!
begins February 15th from Daytona on the CW.
Local, live, late breaking. WESH 2 News Sunrise on CW18 starts now.
We're off to a mild start this morning with temperatures in the 60s, but get ready for heat. Here's a live look at where we stand across Central Florida. And we thank you for staying with us at 7:31 now on a Friday. I'm Jason Guy.
And I'm Sana Gadonge. It certainly feels like a Friday with lots of potential to maybe hit the beach or go to the pool this weekend. Let's get you over to First Warning meteorologist Kellyanne Class, who is tracking these warm temperatures back to the 80s once again this afternoon. Kellyanne?
This afternoon, lovely outside, lots of sunshine, warm conditions. Hard to believe that we are going to see that sunshine just because right now we have some fog in parts of Central Florida. Here's a look outside in Marion County where we're down to a quarter-mile visibility. Same thing in Daytona Beach. We are at a half-mile visibility in DeLand and a half-mile visibility in Palm Coast. But for the most part, a lot of us this morning waking up to overcast conditions that will break apart as we go into the morning hours. Temperatures get you out the door, low and middle 60s. Then this afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds. Our high temperatures today in the 80s, and the warming trend continues into the weekend. We will see plenty of mid 80s, at least for today. Most inland spots in the low 80s, but Saturday and on Sunday, 83 degrees with lots of sun. As we go into next week, nearing the upper 80s. We'll have those details coming up in just a few minutes. But first, it is 7:33. Let's get over to First Warning traffic expert Megan Mackey.
Kelly, and that fog is really noticeable in some of our cameras this morning. This is a live look in DeLand along this stretch of I-4 in Volusia County. This is traveling near State Road 44. You can see pretty thick here in some spots. If you come across that fog, make sure you're reducing your speed and also using those low beams for your morning drive. There's a crash that is blocking the intersection here at Sand Lake Road and Orange Avenue. This is from earlier in our 6 o'clock hour, and we do know there are some injuries with this crash. So Jetport Drive is going to be a good detour. You can also use the beach line, but avoid traveling here. We'll check back in with this crash coming up in a few minutes.
The man accused of killing 85-year-old Lucy Pat Curl during a home invasion is set to face a judge this morning.
Curl served for years at First Baptist Orlando and was married to a pastor. WESH 2's Bob Hazen is live at the Orange County Courthouse. Bob, the suspect has a long criminal history.
Yeah, he's been in prison for long chunks of his life, and today in court, prosecutors are going to be fighting to make sure he stays in jail until he goes on trial for these latest crimes.
Bob, thank you. The 15-year-old boy who raped a 91-year-old woman in her home in Reddick is set to be sentenced today. Jesse Stone pled guilty to the crime in November. His sentencing is scheduled for 1 p.m. at the Judicial Center in Ocala.
Orlando police are looking for a man who they say was caught on video shooting at kids. This was last month at Nassau Bay apartment complex on North Orange Blossom Trail. WESH 2's Paola Tristan Arruda is live outside OPD headquarters this morning. And Paola, people living in the complex say enough is enough.
Yeah, Jason, neighbors we spoke to say they weren't surprised about what happened, but still called the video horrifying.
Daytona's mayor, Santiago Avila, is facing backlash, accused of using city money to take a trip to D.C. last month. City Commissioner Dory Howington says all trips must be approved, and the city paid nearly $3,000. The mayor says he spoke to the city manager ahead of the trip and claims the bill wasn't that high, adding a flight would have been more expensive.
Do I have the city pay $800 to take me to D.C.? Or I can just drive up there. It's 14 hours, but I'll drive and I'll save my city some money, right? I stayed at one of the cheaper hotels.
The mayor has now been suspended from using city funds and vehicles. The city will reportedly be discussing a vote of no confidence in an upcoming meeting. A Florida father who's been living in Coral Springs for 15 years and has no criminal record is now in federal custody.
Around a dozen heavily armed federal agents took the undocumented man into custody earlier this week. And as Christian De La Rosa reports, the man's family now fears he'll be deported. An attorney representing Lopez says she hopes he will get due process if ICE agents allow him an interview to determine whether he can get asylum while he's in detention. The Department of Homeland Security has not responded to a request for comment.
Developing this morning in Los Angeles, officials say ICE impersonators are targeting a school district community, sparking fear and protesting. The district says 3 reported cases of impersonations were not on school property, but happened to students, parents, or school employees.
It seemed that it was to create intimidation. It seemed that it was to disrupt an educational environment or maybe create a condition where individuals would be afraid of going to school.
ICE says it strongly condemns the impersonation of its officers or agents, and that the action is not only dangerous, but illegal. Still ahead, 3 major brand names for surfers and skaters are closing down all their stores. The 2 locations we know about right here in Central Florida.
A couple days away from that Super Bowl, the special connection a Brevard County funeral home has to the big game.
Then, the backyard chicken craze is picking up again amid a nationwide egg shortage. Why some local backyard farmers say the extra work is worth it. All right, we are back now with just 2 days remaining until the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles face off in New Orleans for Super Bowl 59. And a family-run business in Brevard County, it's a funeral home, has a big tie to the big game.
As WESH 2's Megan Moriarty shows us, it all stems from what one Chiefs player gave to his community.
Isn't that awesome? The Taylor family is going to New Orleans today to cheer on the Chiefs, adding they're thankful for all the support from our community.
There's always a Florida tie.
Yeah.
Researchers, by the way, say about 10% of the commercials that you see during a typical NFL game advertise food. Probably no surprise. And the medium amount of sodium in that food is just over 900 milligrams. This is more than a third of what you're supposed to have in an entire day. High levels of sodium can boost your blood pressure and worsen your heart disease. So that story again, chips and beer and soda are not always very healthy for you, despite the fact that they get all the commercial time.
And they're delicious.
Delicious.
It's unfortunate how delicious they are.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
So true.
I mean, salt makes everything better.
It totally does.
Yeah. I put a little in ice cream.
I'm sorry,
Or
what?
chocolate.
Oh, like sea
whatever.
salt.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
I
I
can
thought table salt.
that.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, if you don't have good sea salt, but yeah.
I've seen many people do it on top of cookies. That is very good too. Okay,
Yeah.
so I see
Just-
what
it
you're
just
doing.
enhances the flavor.
Salted margarita, maybe like a cool drink.
There's not enough salt on any margarita. Like I'm like extra, put it down the side,
Yeah.
put a little on top.
So I know what we're all having for Super Bowl on Sunday.
Yeah.
Cookies.
Margaritas.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Sounds like a great spread, guys. I'm coming to your
Cookies, margaritas. What
all right, let's talk about the forecast, guys.
Heat.
We're all going to be reaching for those cold drinks this weekend, that's for sure.
For sure, yeah. Our temperature Saturday and Sunday, 83 degrees, but next week, even warmer. Tuesday at 85, that's going to be 2 degrees shy of the record of 87. Wednesday, 86 is going to be 2 degrees shy of the record of 88. And on Thursday, 87 degrees is going to be 2 degrees shy of the record of 89 degrees. Now we have this cold front that's going to arrive next week. Timing is between Thursday and Friday. Some models showing Thursday, other models showing Friday. Looks like we may get some rain from this, but it depends on how strong this cold front is. Will drastically impact our temperatures for the holiday weekend, next weekend, President's Day weekend. So on Monday, President's Day, GFS and European are showing high temperatures in the low 70s. This is still way far out, so a lot could change. But if the trends continue to show high temperatures in the low 70s, that grows our confidence that there may be high temperatures in the low 70s for President's Day. Again, we'll just have to watch that. For now, it's comfortable outside with temperatures in the 60s, low and middle 60s. And looking outside right now, this is in Daytona Beach. We all have a lot of thick and dense fog. We're down to a quarter-mile visibility in Daytona Beach, 0 miles in Palm Coast, about a half-mile visibility in DeLand and New Smyrna, and about almost a half-mile visibility in Titusville. So watching that fog this morning, but at least happy to say once that fog lifts, we're just going to see sunshine, no rain in the forecast today. That is courtesy to high pressure in control. So a mix of sun and clouds for the afternoon, which is why our temperatures today warm up into the low and mid 80s inland. Our coastline just slightly cooler into the upper 70s. High pressure is in place into the weekend. That keeps the front way up to our north. So we're just going to stay dry and sunny and warm. 83 degrees Saturday and on Sunday with mostly sunny conditions. So if you're heading out to pause in the park tomorrow at Lake Eola, just know it's going to be sunny and warm. Maybe tomorrow night you are heading out to Universal Studios for the Joe Jonas concert. 8:30 when the concert starts, 72 degrees, no rain in the forecast. And unfortunately, that high pressure still is going to keep us dry over the next 7 days. Central Florida certified most accurate forecast shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We are sunny and dry. Thursday, if that cold front moves through, we will see some showers. Right now I have a 20% coverage of rainfall, but if that cold front doesn't arrive until Friday, Thursday will be dry. Friday, we'll track some rain. It's 7:50. Let's get over to First Warning traffic expert Megan Mackey.
Kelly, and there's still some fog we're dealing with this morning, especially here along I-4. If you're heading out the door in DeLand, really seeing it in those cameras this morning. This is close to State Road 44, so take it slow for your morning drive. A couple reminders heading out the door in fog. Slow down and reduce your speed. Allow extra time. You also use those low beam headlights even as the sun is coming up, and you can use the right edge of the road as a guide. There's a crash I want to let you know about too. I'm still working to follow. This is along Sand Lake Road at Orange Avenue. A partial closure here reported at this intersection heading towards Orlando International Airport. So Jetport Drive is a good detour, as well as the beach line. Our travel times right now, not bad for your Friday morning, just typical for this hour. State Road 408 delays here building westbound from State Road 417 to I-4. Right now we're sitting in about 9 minutes.
Here's a quick look at what's coming up tonight on CW18. There's a new episode of Penn and Teller Fool Us, then Masters of Illusion at 9, and then WESH 2 News at 10 o'clock.
This Wednesday, catch a new episode of Wild Cards at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Local, live, late breaking. This is a WESH 2 News update.
Good morning, I'm Sonica Donge. It is 7:56 on your Friday, and Orlando police are looking for a man they say shot at kids while they were playing outside. It happened last month at the Nassau Bay apartment complex on North Orange Blossom Trail. Video shows the man approaching the kids before shooting at the ground right there. If you have any information about the man in this video, please call Crime Line. Information that leads to an arrest could be eligible for an up to $1,000 reward. Now let's get a check on that commute. Megan, there are a couple of issues.
Yeah, Sonica, including this crash here. It's along Orange Avenue and Sand Lake Road. This is close to Orlando International Airport. So, of course, it is a Friday. This area a little bit busier with people traveling for the weekend. This is a partial roadblock reported at this intersection. So avoid traveling there. Also seeing some fog on our cameras this morning. This is a live look in DeLand. Kelly, and not too thick, but definitely noticeable this morning.
Yeah. And I want to get you outside right now to Daytona Beach, where it's a little bit of a different story. We have thick and dense fog here. Really hard to tell where this is. We're down a quarter-mile visibility in Daytona and in Palm Coast, half-mile visibility in DeLand and New Smyrna, and about a quarter-mile visibility in Ocala. So fog this morning, but then this afternoon we have mostly sunny conditions, and our high temperatures today reaching the low and mid-80s inland, our coastline into the upper 70s. Tomorrow morning, waking up to temperatures in the 50s and 60s, and then tomorrow afternoon into Sunday, high pressure remains in control. So we're going to stay dry all weekend long, but it's going to be warm. Saturday and Sunday reaching 83 degrees. Central Florida's certified most accurate forecast shows 85 on Monday, 87 on Thursday.
Coming up at 8 o'clock on CW18, it is the last day of Severe Weather Awareness Week. How officials say you can stay safe during extreme temperatures. Plus, it is a big day for President Donald Trump's immigration efforts, what's expected to happen in court and in Guantanamo Bay. Another hour of news starts on the other side of the break.
Become a Big Bang wordsmith with Sheldon and the gang.
Just listen and learn. Transient idiopathic arrhythmia.
Wow. Dirty double motherfucker.
What the hell was that?
Learn the lingo with the Big Bang Theory. Tonight at 7 on CW18. You're watching Central Florida's CW18.